Hello everybody, welcome back to Stanley Parable. Yesterday we played through a majority of the endings on our own that we could find just by messing around. And then today I decided we should wrap up this game by seeing a lot of the endings that we haven't come across yet. In this case, I have a guide. Yesterday we were kind of just playing it by what would happen if we did this, but today we're going to play with a guide just so that we don't miss any of the endings. I want to tie up all the loose ends. And I know originally I said we were going to figure out the button puzzle tonight also, but I was informed by one of our viewers a little bit earlier today that there is no solution to that puzzle, which I was not aware of. So I had to double check it. I did an internet search and it's true. There is no way to enter a correct sequence for the button puzzle. So we will not be doing that tonight, but we will view the other endings that we have not seen yet. I do not know what the endings are. All I know in front of me is how to achieve them. So we're going to get started with that right now. Your first day off in about a month, man. Hey, at least you're making the big bucks then, right? I know how that feels. I just finished my my semester of school, but I was also working full-time at the same time, so I totally know what it's like to not have a lot of free time. Maybe I'll be the first to find it. Who knows? Maybe I will. That might be something I'll have to do off camera, though, because it could be a 5-hour stream if we try to figure out the solution to the button puzzle. All right, gotta love long loading screens, but it'll be well worth it. This game, as I said yesterday, is actually pretty awesome, and I'm surprised I never ended up playing it earlier like I wanted to, but I've been enjoying it every step of the way. So, last week was just exams during school, and it's boring. It is finals week. Yes, it was finals week for me too, so that's to be expected. I do not enjoy finals because as much as I love staying up late, that also means I only get a couple hours of sleep at night.
This is the story of a man
and that's not really good for you when you're trying to do exams. All right, so the first ending that we didn't get last night that we're going to do tonight is really simple. The guide says just to close his office door.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed.
This is your final week?
Had years gone by?
Hopefully
he no longer had the ability to
well
tell.
Prepared for all your
but the
exams.
one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
You can't even access some of these drawers. That's not a very optimal way to set up your filing cabinets. Close that office door, bum. All right, so the second ending that we did not see yesterday that we're going to get is when we go through the warehouse and the narrator tells us that our wife is on the phone. We can actually unplug the phone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right, so we're going to play and take the right door.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
ignore his
just to
advice
admire
again,
it.
And go straight through to the
yes, truly
warehouse.
A room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But he did not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's one of my
Look,
favorite
Stanley, I
narrator
think
lines
perhaps
in the
we've
game.
gotten off on the wrong foot.
Because I know a lot of people like
I'm not
that
your enemy,
that just
really,
cannot
I'm
follow
not.
directions.
I realize that investing in your
should
trust
be
in someone
fired,
else
but
can be
never ended
difficult.
up getting
But
fired.
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
All right.
This is it, Stanley. Your
It's our
chance to
chance.
redeem yourself. To
But we're
put
not
your
gonna take
work
that
aside.
chance.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
All right,
That's
so
her, Stanley.
we are going to
You
unplug
need to
this
be...
phone.
Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's
This game is
definitely
funny
here, clear
and
as
creepy.
day.
That's probably the
Stanley
best way
picks up
to,
the phone. He's taken to his
describe it.
apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh.
I can't believe I was so mistaken.
I'm getting Doki
This is
Doki
why you've been
vibes.
able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to
He
stop the
is
game
not
for a moment
happy that we
so we can
unplugged the phone.
educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For
Free will
example,
is
in
dangerous.
this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He
He's got
could
a
spend
huge
years
tie.
helping improve the quality of life
Why
for
is his tie
citizens
so
of
wide?
impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that
The
unlike
latter.
here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh, what? Oh, we get to practice now. Let's put our learning into good use.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the
Okay.
best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
All right, which one of you guys is my instructor?
Welcome back.
It's the narrator, of
You may have
course.
noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago
Hey,
and see what the correct
this-
thing to do would have been.
This texture
way,
on the
please.
ground is the whiteboard from the briefing room. Nothing makes sense. Alright, so can we just go back the way we came? Oh no, of course. He has it blocked off, so we can't jump off.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine
do
the
what I
main
want.
character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
All right. Well, that video was super informative, so we're gonna put all of our knowledge to good use by, I guess, going back through the building again.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
All right.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Yeah, but
that means choosing
Stanley...
responsibly and always putting the story first.
No.
I'm
As
quite sure you'll be up to
Stanley
the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Stanley does whatever Stanley wants.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, but what happens if I enter the door on the right again? Is the narrator gonna get mad at me?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
What is going on? Everything's all distorted and... You say that, but end up messing with the order and the narrator gets mad at you. Yeah, I see that. He did not appreciate me disobeying him. Oh, whoa, what's going on in here? Oh my gosh.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect?
Can we
How can
somehow
I go
get
back
up
to
on
that?
the table?
I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
I can't seem to get up on the table.
Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
The narrator's having an existential crisis right now.
I have to.
No, we are having so much fun. Whoa, this is trippy.
Whoa! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
This game's
you just had to see?
All about just
Didn't
making
I impress
the
upon you how important
horrible.
it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows
like
how to do what I
9
tell him
out of
to.
every 10
He understands
endings,
that if I say to
the
do
narrator
something,
is
there's a
miserable.
damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility.
We've
you would
seen
have
the
destroyed
underground
it
facility
and been
one too many
victorious.
times.
It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
This.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, so is the game not going to be broken now if I go through the door on the left? So everything will be back to normal again? Oh, looks like it.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
So it looks
Feeling
like the
a wave
game's
of
just
disbelief, Stanley
continuing
decided
like
to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wait, why can't I open the broom closet? No! It's my favorite place to go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
He's completely negating any choice that we could possibly have. We weren't able to go in the broom closet, and we weren't able to go downstairs. So it looks like he's funneling us towards... Oh, this is new. This is...
Stepping inside his manager's
This is
office,
not the
Stanley was
manager's
once
office
again
that we know.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
What is
Shocked,
this?
unraveled, Stanley
isn't the
wondered in
manager's
disbelief
office.
who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to
A
it.
voice receiver?
Surely behind this
This
door
is
lay
new.
all the answers
Where's the
to his
keypad?
questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Let me in. Stanley.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Open
I'm
sesame.
sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial
This is
step.
exactly what he's doing tonight. The narrator is so sick of us going off path that he's making it not even
Okay,
possible.
fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the
No,
door
we
on the
did
right.
that, and
You
it
could have
broke the
done
game.
whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
All right, is this okay?
When
Now
Stanley
we are
came to
out
a
of
set of
bounds.
two open doors, he entered the door
Oh,
on his
there's
left.
us. This is the first time you actually get somewhat of a decent look at Stanley's
Hello?
face.
Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening
Thank
to
you
me?
for playing the Stanley Parable.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you.
I'm
It needs
curious
you to
how
make
long
a
he's gonna
decision.
ramble on.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together.
Just gonna
I'll
run around in
accept whatever
circles,
you do. I simply
get my
need you to
exercise.
take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
The narrator has such a hard life.
Okay.
We've taken away
Come
all
on.
of his happiness every time
You
we've
need
gotten the
time to
chance.
decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you
Oops,
to decide what's the
hit the wrong
right
button.
as you need.
Is it gonna force restart? Is that what's going on? Alright, Knight, see you in a bit. Whoa, this is new. The office is covered in papers.
Someone was following Stanley.
What?
He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them.
I
It
don't
was
like
only a
this.
matter of time.
I don't like this. This is actually creeping me out, guys. We've been playing too many horror games that I do not like the idea of being followed. Oh, we have to start the input sequence all over again? No way. Right, no one's following me. He's just trying to freak me out. Welcome back, Knight. Narrator just told us that someone's following
When
us, and there's
Stanley came
papers
to a set
everywhere.
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, so one of the other endings that that we did not get yesterday is similar to one that we
This
already
was
did.
not the correct way to the meeting
but
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Instead
well.
of jumping off
Perhaps
the
he wanted to
platform
stop
and
by the
killing
employee
ourselves in the
lounge
warehouse
first,
right away,
just to admire it.
we have to walk onto the moving platform,
Wow.
then jump
Yes.
back, and
This
then jump
room.
off.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
So
door
we're going
on his
to do
left.
that. Still kind of creeped out by the narrator saying someone was following.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
Alright, so what we're
5
going to do
years
is
ago.
we're going to step on this to get it moving, and then we're going to step right back
Oh,
off.
well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform,
Alright,
or test your luck by jumping to the
Here
floor
we go.
below. You know what?
let's try landing
Looking
on
at
the
it
truck.
now, it's not that far to the bottom floor, I bet. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Alright. Alright, I'm just quickly looking at the guide to see what other endings we have not seen yet. We pretty much got most of them. Get on top of the desk on the left of the square computer number, or desk number 434, and leave through the window. What? That's a thing?
All of his
Alright.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Trying to get up on the desk. Was it 434 or 424? This is possible. Walking up to the chair. Wait, there is a crouch button? Are you kidding me? I have yet to find a crouch button. Let's get that set up. Edit keys. There. It's control. We've tried that though. Oh, what? How long have we been able to crouch? I didn't even know that was an option. Out the window we go. Goodbye, cruel world.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Of course not. I'm having so much fun.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is Rich.
All of this.
Perhaps you've just played the
Just
other
for going
option,
out the window.
and now you've come to see what happens in this one.
I'm sure
So,
not a lot of people
what do you
have seen
think?
this.
Which choice was the better one?
Excuse
Imagine
me.
if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever.
All right.
Cheers.
So I have a feeling that we have to begin the game again. All right, so this time we're going to jump out the window yet again, and then we're going to say yes when he asks if the gag is getting
How
old.
long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful
right.
with time from
Out
now
we
on.
go! Oh, where are
At
we?
first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard
didn't
this
know you could still
narration
see the
and
window.
realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why
Oh,
don't we
yes.
take a minute just to drink it all in?
Yes, let's. This
Okay,
is so
I'm
much
over it
fun.
now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes, we are sick of this.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
It's only fair. We've done the same thing to you this whole time.
There once was a man
Oh, no,
named
he's singing.
Stanley,
Oh no,
who
he's
people
singing.
considered so manly.
Yeah.
But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What
Gangly.
Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable
This is gonna go
and
platinum.
lives an existence quite
The narrator's gonna drop his
and if
mixtape
you
and
are
make
not strong
millions.
and keep
Then
playing
he
along,
can stop making
you
games.
too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Beautiful. Great job. Where can I buy this track? Is it on iTunes? What do you guys think? Would you buy this if he dropped a CD? Oh no, is this just gonna go on forever until we quit? All right. We're gonna begin again, but before I do that, there are only a couple more endings that we still need to see. Let's see. We got the heaven ending. So this goes back to the computers with the inputs on them. We need to find all of them, and we got this nice little list of all their locations. So on desk 419
All of his
and
co-workers were
desk
gone. What could it
423.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
So-
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We already got 423. 419 should be right here, but it's black. Does that mean we already got that one? Or do we have to restart the game first? On the boss's secretary desk outside the boss's office. 434. We probably missed that one. Okay, we're gonna start over, just in case only one of them can be available at a time. Alright, so let's check desk 434.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter
Right,
of
so
time
that
before he
one's
found
black.
the others, wherever they were. Just a
So-
matter of time.
We're going to check the boss's secretary's desk. And hopefully it'll be there. Otherwise, we have Stanley's computer.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, let's see what you got, secretary. Alright, so now we have to restart. And hopefully not on Stanley's computer. What about 434? Does that one have it yet? Here we go. Oh, the phone's ringing again. I know we already listened to that yesterday, but I want to see if it's any different.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to
Oh,
pick
this
up
is
on your way
different.
home from
This
work
is
today.
different.
We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
That must be our wife that we've heard a little bit about. But, the narrator made it sound like she might not even exist, so I don't know. Could that actually be her? Alright, so the last one should be on Stanley's desk. There it is. Alright, let's see this heaven ending. Welcome, Stanley, to Heaven. Why are there so many buttons? What do these do? What's with all the buttons? What's with the creepy chanting? Boop, 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 boop. I wonder if anyone's actually taking the time to hit every single button. They all make different beeping sounds. Jeez. Is this what heaven's like? Because this is amazing. Press buttons forever to your heart's content. Alright, is that it? Alright, so we have the serious ending. So we have to enter SV Cheats 1 into the console so we can get to the serious room. Alright. Sounds like a plan. SV Cheats 1. Uh-oh. They don't like us
Stanley,
cheating.
This is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables.
It's a very
hundreds
nice
of
table.
tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked
This
at,
kinda looks like a
this
police
one
interrogation
is the most
room.
serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the
we
most
go under
serious
the
room
table?
I
No.
have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of
would
course runs the
never.
risk of breaking the entire game.
I would
You've got
never
no
do such a
respect
thing.
for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room,
Just gonna
I might
run
be more
around this
tolerant
table,
of those things, but now
making
we're
my
in
laps.
the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious
I can't
room.
even count that high.
Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room, go.
Oh no. Alright. Well, we are going to sit here for the next 100 million, billion, trillion years. So, make yourself comfortable if you're watching live. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be a little while. What do you want to talk about for the next 100 million, billion, trillion years? How was your day? If you are watching live right now, how was your day? We have a long time to talk, so if a lot happened, now is the time to talk about it. I'm just kidding. We're going to move on to the next ending. You can still tell me about your day, but we are not sitting here for that long. Well, I'm going to go to sleep. All right, sounds good, Knight. It was nice to have you around tonight. I will see you next time. All right, how many more endings do we have? Because we are over 30 minutes. I might just let this keep going if there's not a lot left. We got the broom closet ending. Let's do that one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps we have simply missed a memo. But what if there's no one in the meeting room?
When Stanley came to
Plot
a set
twist.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I can't drink my pop and play at the same time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
All right,
office.
so we're just gonna
Stanley
chill
stepped
out
into the
in
broom
the
closet,
broom
but there was
closet for a
nothing
little
here,
bit.
so he turned around and got back on track.
So, what do we got in here, since we're going to be in here a little while?
There was nothing here. No
We
choice to
got
make,
a
no
pipe
path to
wrench.
follow. Just an
We
empty
got
broom closet.
some
No reason to still
electrical
be here.
cording, it looks like. Or maybe rope. Can't really tell. Some duct tape. A broom.
It was baffling that Stanley was
A
still
mop
just
bucket
sitting in the
without a
broom
mop.
closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
So,
At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As
what,
it is,
what
he's literally
kind of
just
mop
standing
bucket
there doing
has
sweet
any
FA.
use without the mop? But we are having so much fun in this broom closet. The narrator does not even know.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Maybe
Please
we're
offer
dead.
me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
This is probably the most exciting room in the whole game. Look at all this stuff to look at.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Wonder how much longer it'll take before he starts thinking that we died.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
The 1XD. That's funny. I was hoping that the narrator would actually say
Stanley
XD.
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a
Ouch.
family connection. That's how stupid
Ouch.
he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
All right. He's getting a little aggressive
Well,
now.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on
Yeah.
right now.
I should have known
You're
he would
dead.
eventually think that.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to
I don't think I'm dead.
decompose. Hello? Anyone
Pretty
who
sure I'm
happens
not
to be
dead.
nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He
I'm
or
wearing
she has fallen
headphones.
prey to
No
any
one's gonna
number
hear
of
you,
your
dude.
countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the
You know
computer,
what'd be kinda scary?
making sure they understand
What
basic
if
first-person
someone
video game
actually
mechanics
did
and filling them in on
die
the history of
playing this
narrative
game
tropes
in the broom
video
closet?
gaming, so that the irony and
That
insightful
would be
commentary
pretty
of this
insane.
game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
All right.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Ouch.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his...
All right. I believe we may have seen every ending. Except for... No, I believe that's all of them. Yes. So, that does it for the Stanley Parable. There is a lot going on in this game. And, there was no way that I would find some of those endings on my own without that guide. I know for a fact I would have never thought to go out the window. And I probably would have eventually figured out the input code to get the heaven ending, because I know we were trying to do that earlier. But I'm really glad that one of our viewers told me about the button sequence not meaning anything, because we could have spent a good 2 or 3 hours just streaming trying to figure that out. So that wraps it up for the Stanley Parable. I'd like to thank everyone who watched me live, and all of you people on YouTube. Thank you for watching. It's been seriously an awesome ride. I am so glad that I want to say play, but experience this game, because there was just so much going on and so much to see. And I definitely recommend it to anybody. So with that, I'm going to end the stream as well as this section of the YouTube video. We are going on 40 minutes, so it's a little bit of a longer one. But then I'm going to see if I can get another game going here in a little bit, and I will see you then.